show is going to start. What? What is it called?
Lancelot, scene 1.
The Love of Lancelot.
Scene
I
1.
believe this is called the Court of Love.
Oh,
I
they
think
have it.
Queen Guinevere is holding a court here, talking about all the different relationship problems here in Caerleon. Perhaps I shall take a look, but I shall take a look back here. Don't tell anyone I'm back here.
There's someone back there.
Greetings, my lords and ladies.
Haughty nobles and pleasant peasants,
In just a few minutes, our gracious Queen Guinevere will hold her monthly court of love.
who are thwarted, cheated, or entangled in love,
May attend and lay their affairs of the heart before her royal majesty,
who will listen impartially,
and judge each case fairly and justly.
who benefit from her compassion and wisdom,
To
the enrichment of all.
So just sit tight and prepare to meet your queen. And now that we've done that, we must go and help the queen with the final preparations for her appearance. Come, Lady Hermesint, Queen Guinevere awaits.
I'll be right along, Lady Laudine. Isn't this exciting? You're all going to see our High Queen holding court on this very day, and her timing couldn't be more perfect, from what I understand. Why, only this morning, Sir Lancelot came barreling through the gates with a whole group of...
Hermesint, I need you.
Coming, Lady Laudine! Anyway, he's hiding somewhere here in the village, and I hope they don't find him. Lord Lancelot, I mean, Sir Lancelot, because if they do...
Hermesint!
Oh, dear, I lost a way. Goodbye. Oh.
I don't understand why we're here, Elaine. To me, this seems just like a colossal waste of time. We should have taken your case to Arthur himself. What good do you expect to happen here?
Oh, but Daddy, I want the Queen Guinevere to hear my case. She'll take our side and then order Lancelot to come back with me.
Don't be naive, girl. They're all friends here. She'll choose his side against you, Elaine.
Oh, perhaps the princess would prefer...
Oh, but Daddy, you don't understand anything. But Queen Guinevere does. After all, she was a princess in love herself once.
Then why did I spend a fortune hiring those mercenaries? If you ask me, Lancelot should be dragged back to Carbonek and forced to marry you.
Oh, but Daddy! That's not what I want at all! If he needs to... Don't you understand anything? Haven't you ever been in love? You never talk about it.
I was in love with your mother once. But when she died, she took everything.
Well, not everything. You still have me.
Yes, I have you.
So what's there to worry about? You know I love you. Oh, Daddy. I think I'll go see how Queen Guinevere's coming along.
I don't understand how an girl like that ever became my daughter. Do you remember her mother, Bowen? A more beautiful, ethereal creature never walked. When I first saw her, I thought she was a fae, a wood spirit come down to earth. And to lose such a delicate creature giving birth to that great galumphing!
Princess Elaine is a wonderfully simple, trusting girl, Your Majesty. If only you took the time to get to know her.
Don't you think I know my own daughter, Berwin? I only know too well what I lost and what I received in exchange. Don't let your devotion to her blind you to her faults.
It is my privilege. Ever since your wife gave me her to take care of, I have done my very best for her.
And what is the result? A dreary-eyed adolescent who thinks nothing about eternal love. Those fairy stories you've told her have done her no good, Berwin.
They have given her something to dream about, something to combat the dreariness of her life here in Castle Promenade.
Dreary, is it? 1,000 girls would give their right arm to live in a castle, and still my daughter isn't happy. Why don't you go and mix her up one of your potions and improve her mood?
Your Majesty, I have obeyed your every command to use my potions for your benefit, but I will not use them on my little Elaine.
I never heard you have any qualms about using your potions on others, though. Now silence, servant. People are coming. Oh, there he is! The noble Sir Lancelot! Tell me, Gwen, was he any trouble?
He came quietly. No resistance at all.
Pity. I would have been minded if you had turned up somewhat less than whole. What's the matter, Lancelot? Didn't wish to fight? Oh, pardon me, I've forgotten. Running away is more your style now, is it not?
I will not fight a comrade. I will not raise a sword against a Nazir of Arthur's knights.
I am no longer one of King Arthur's knights, Lancelot. I grew really weary of the praise he showered on my brother, Gareth.
And you made your way to my kingdom to be free from his shadow, same as you, Lancelot.
Aye, Your Majesty.
And you stayed to become my trusted bodyguard.
Aye, Your Majesty.
And you're happy in your work.
Aye, Your Majesty.
See, Lancelot, it needn't have come to this. You could have stayed in Covenant, been like a son to me. But instead, you disgraced my daughter and ran away!
All rise for her most regal majesty, Queen Guinevere! Long live the Queen!
So Lancelot, welcome back.
Your Majesty.
Please, my good people, thank you. Be at your ease, take your seats, and you, my friend, rise. Pray do not stand on ceremony before me, Lance. I'm sure we are all friends here. Welcome to Caerleon, King Corbin of Carbonek.
Get out! Greetings, Your Majesty. It's my sad
Just a moment,
duty.
if you please, Your Highness. Sir Gawain, come back. It has been such a long time. Arthur will be overjoyed to see you again, my friend.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Gawain, wait! Lance, why are you still kneeling? Please rise, my friend.
Your Majesty.
Perhaps he's got something to be ashamed about, Your Majesty. His conduct towards my daughter,
I
perhaps!
did nothing, Your Majesty.
Please calm yourself, my dear friend. We shall hear both sides of the story before we make our judgments. Lady Dinnidan, if you please.
The court of love is now in session. Queen Guinevere presiding. All who wish to lay claim to this court may do so now. Speak and you shall be heard.
Thank you, Lady Dinnidan. Did both parties agree to abide by my decision? Very well. We shall hear first from our guest, the Princess Elaine of Carbonek. Please tell us in your own words, my dear, what happened.
Well,
Do not be afraid.
Go on, girl.
I
Go on. Oh, don't be stupid, Elaine!
perhaps if I were to...
Silence, servant!
King Corbin! These are not your lands. And in my court, we will have courtesy. Another outburst like that, and you will be asked to quit this chamber. Do you understand? Now, if the princess is shy, perhaps you can both tell the tale.
Well, Your Majesty, it began on the night Sir Lancelot first came to Castle Carbonek. The princess was staring out the window, stargazing, I think, when suddenly
The most beautiful man I'd ever seen came out onto my father's drawbridge. He had a positive light around him, like a star fallen to earth. And I knew right then and there that I had to have him. So I convinced Daddy to invite him over for dinner.
Sir Lancelot was the perfect guest. He ate our food, drank our wine, told stories of his exploits and of his life here in Arthur's court. Everyone was taken with him, but none more so than Princess Elaine. She showed every sign of favor toward him, and I must say that Sir Lancelot returned the attention.
That is not true, Your Majesty. The princess mistook my customary affability for expressions of affection.
After dinner, you said you loved me. You did. You
Elaine,
did.
please!
Please, please. Both of you shall be heard. Now, Lancelot, my dear friend.
Do you hear that? She called him dear. She's sided with him already. I thought this was supposed to be a fair herein.
Don't you talk to my lady like that, you big barbarian! King of your king, out!
Ladies, please. Very brave. Forgive me, Corbin, but I must have peace. I am prepared to offer my unbiased consideration in this matter, and you must trust me to judge it fairly. Therefore, I ask that you quit this chamber. You shall know my answer in due course. Lady Guinevere, please escort King Corbin from this place. Your Majesty.
You needn't make the trouble. I'll throw myself out. Ladies.
Thank you, Corbin, for being so gracious.
Oh, I'm not gracious, Your Majesty. Just resigned. You go and make your little judgments, Guinevere, and I'll let you know what I'm prepared to do.
And that's dispensed with. I'm sorry about that, Your Highness. Now, where were we?
There's nothing much more to tell, really. Lancelot hung around the palace for a few days, professing his love to me. And then one morning, he's away.
The princess was heartbroken. She cried for days.
Until finally, I convinced Daddy to use his mercenaries to run Lancelot down.
They pursued.
And we followed.
And now Princess Elaine wants Sir Lancelot to come back to Covenant and marry her.
This is indeed strange. It is not like our Lancelot to shun an honest proposal, is it, ladies? Now we must delve into this matter further. Sir Lancelot, do you have anything to add that might enlighten us?
No, Your Majesty. The facts appear as they have presented them. But I do not love the princess, and I never have.
But at the time she claims you professed your love for her, do you not remember saying those words?
Aye, Your Majesty. Therein lies the problem. I do remember saying those things, but I recall them as watching someone else exhibiting those emotions, not as if they ever came from me.
But you do not deny them being said.
No, Your Majesty.
And you offer no rebuttal, no explanation for your sudden, violent reversal in your feelings toward this girl.
None, Your Majesty.
And you're in no way forced or tricked into expressing your commitment to the princess?
No, he wasn't. Isn't that right, Berwin?
No,
Very well. You leave me no choice, Lancelot. It is the ruling of this court of love that Sir Lancelot be ordered to return to Covenant.
I cannot let this continue. It was me, Your Majesty. I did it. The princess knew nothing about this, I swear.
Knew what? What are you talking about? Get up, you fool!
I drugged his wine on your father's orders.
What?
And when it wore off, he remembered nothing of his promises. And feeling nothing, he left her.
No! No, Lancelot loves me!
No.
No, dear. It was a trick, an illusion.
But he... Oh, how could you both do this to me?
I saw that you loved this night, and so I begged your father to allow me to help you win it. And so he ordered me to put something in his wine to make him love you. I just wanted to make you happy.
Happy? You've only ruined my whole life!
This is indeed unfortunate. I am so sorry for both of you. Berwin, is it? You did wrong to meddle with the hearts of these two people. Now what might have grown naturally between them will be forever marred by your actions. But I commend you for stopping the error before it was further compounded. Princess Elaine, Sir Lancelot, I find you both blameless in this. It seems you are the victims of someone else's misguided, but well-meaning machinations.
Then how do we...
Allow me to finish, please. As I said, you are both blameless in this. Therefore, I cannot in good conscience order you to return to Carbonex, Sir Lancelot. But nor will I forbid the Princess Elaine from attempting to convince you to return with her. Lancelot, be kind to her. Princess Elaine, again, I am sorry. This court is adjourned. Ladies?
Court is adjourned. Make way for Queen Guinevere.
Elaine, my little lamb, forgive me if ever there's anything I can do.
Haven't you done enough? Just go!
Perhaps if I were to...
Did you not hear me, servant? I said go! Why so silent, my love?
Elaine, please.
What? Didn't Queen Guinevere just tell you to be nice to me? I can think of a few ways right now.
I think what the Queen meant was for me to let you down easy.
No!
Elaine, be reasonable.
Reason? What does my love have to do with reason? I love you passionately, eternally, devotedly, and I know you love me.
That was an illusion, a fantasy. You know that now.
But
A dream. And sooner or later, the dreamer has to wake up. I do not blame you for your feelings. But I do not love you, and I never will.
you say that now.
No! Elaine, it can never be. My heart already belongs to another. But come, let us part as friends. Elaine, please. Very well. I wish you a safe journey back to Carbonet.
Well, guess there's no point in running after him anymore. No point in going on, really. Oh, what am I going to
Oh, poor little princess. Why so sad?
What are you?
Well, I am many things to many different people, little princess. But for you, I could be something of a helpmate. A fairy godmother, if you will.
You? A fairy? But how could you help me?
By bringing you to somebody with the power to make all your dreams come true. Come along, my dear.
But where are we going?
To a secluded place. Now come along quickly. We wouldn't want Arthur or any of his knights to see us, would we?
But why not?
Because Queen Morgan likes to work in secret. Now come along.
Okay.
Why don't you tell me all about that Sir Lancelot?
Oh, he's most beauteous. Have you seen him?
Oh, yes,
He's
it's
most
tall,
beauteous
blue.
right